Today's venue here, folks, we're going to do some whole leaf organic red Virginia Flue cured from whole leaf, right here. I've been doing some great mixes from the whole leaf leaves, and so that's this. So I just got it in. I'm only going to do a short pipe, and then a short pipe of. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Man, I hope I didn't make you dizzy. I'm going to do a short pipe of this. So, of course, the Cornell and deal has been fully processed with their special magic. This has only been chopped up into flakes. But here we go. Out of the gate, not bad. My goodness. So I'm getting back to this after having been gone for like 20 years or whatever. And a lot of stuff is new to me that we didn't have back then. I had never heard of Red Flake, you know? Red Flake, Virginia, or the North Carolina Red Flake. Which Dr. Alan Harrelson, I inhaled just a brief bit. Dr. Alan Harrelson, say that 10 times, I can't say it once, right? First share with his audience, and I was in that audience at the time, YouTube. So he got me another brand of Virginia Red Flake, and I did a review on that. This is pure Virginia tobacco, folks. Oh my Lord, this just has so much flavor. Right out of the bag. I mean, these come in whole leaves in the bag if you've ever gotten any. Hats off to whole leaf tobacco for this. I might just grind it all up. I got an actual tobacco grinder coming in, but I think a flaker starts at what, $3,000? I got a $50 grinder with the 1.5 millimeter with ribbon that it'll cut it in. But it's nice like this. It's sweet. I can taste the sweetness of this. There's no topping. This is straight from the tobacco barn and into the packaging. Amazing. And I'm not even doing a full pipe. I might do one later. I just want to compare the two. You know what I mean? Wow. Nothing wrong with this at all. Everything right. Wow, man. I mean, they could chop this up and sell it and call it their special house blend or their special whatever, their magicry, wizardry. And we'd all fall for it. This is just an amazing whole leaf tobacco as soon as it's processed. You know, I'm trying to find the one I want to smoke all the time. I did this little blend here, and this is excellent. This is as good as anything I've smoked. This has got this beat. This is such a rich and complex. It's got a sweetness. It's got a roundness to the flavor. And I've been through Virginia. It tastes of Virginia. And it tastes of red. So I shared in another video where that's the endophiles and mesophiles. That's not the type of tobacco. That's the valley that it was grown in, I think, more than any particular brand or breed of it. You can straighten me out on that, please, if I'm mistaken. But this is amazing. I mean, wow. It's starting to get a real good fall, autumn leaf on the rehel. I mean, just that sweet, beautiful smell of burning leaves. You might not be able to do that in your neighborhood. Maybe you never smelled that. I grew up with it. This is quite amazing. This is quite amazing, really. I would be interested to smoke this when the leaves are falling, and when we normally, in the old days, back in the codger days, we would have raked all the leaves together and burn them right on the spot, right in the front yard. Pretty amazing, isn't that? What we used to have that they've done away with, because of global warming. You know, bullcrap. That was a part of our lives that my children got the edge of when we lived out in the country. But most kids are never going to smell the smell of burning autumn leaves. Light up a pipe of this Virginia red whole leaf and you'll smell it. I'm not kidding. So we'll smoke this now. And I'm gonna pull that out just for a comparison. Quick one. I will do. You know, you ever do that with coffee? Boom. Well, I just did it with some tobacco. Now this isn't getting a good light. I didn't let it dry that much. I don't know how to describe this. This is, how can I put it? This reminds me of hanging out with the real old men. This does. I remember when I was knee high, I would just like hide under the table and listen to the talk. And that's what this is taking me back to. That's what this reminds me of. Because they all smoked cigarettes, cigars, a few smoke pipes. And that smell, you know, when they give me a hug, a little kid, hey, how you doing, Bill? I'd smell it all over them. I'd smell that tobacco. It was permeating them. And those jovial eyes, that kind smile, that's what this reminds me of. I don't know if I'm going to finish the video and show this. I don't know. I don't know. This is too pleasant. Did you ever burnish anything? You can burnish metal. You can burnish wood. I burnished a lot of wood. And This tastes as if it's being burnished. This leaf right out of the pack that I processed in my little downstairs laboratory. It's like it's being burnished as I smoke it. I don't know how else to say it. Anybody that's ever worked with wood especially. Yeah, man. There's son Christian. He and Chad were out biking today. Oh, he's on the phone. You know when they first came out wearing those earbuds? I thought they were all schizophrenic. Silly me. But do you remember? Maybe you're old enough to remember that coming in and looking at him like, yo man, do you need some help? Are you okay? I thought it was almost done. Just rearranged it. And now the flavor profile is going like this. It's like a, I don't want to say an atom bomb, it's not that hot. I would say it's like throwing dye into water. It's going like that. I'm not tasting a lot of grassy flavors in this, you know? I'm not. Maybe you will. The issue is I had a breakfast burrito with jalapenos just about a half an hour ago. So I already had the tongue bite going on. But this is smooth, no tongue bite. Smooth and a hint of sweetness. I wasn't expecting the sweetness. That's why I pointed it out when I first tasted it. It's like, why? But that's the way that the bacteria, the microbiota, that's the way that the soil, that's the way that the sun, that's the way that a farmer, when he plants it in the right season, when he harvests it in the right season, when he harvests, I'm sure these are top leaves, when he puts it in the flue to cure, whatever process he uses for that, that brings all this out. I think that's fascinating to me. Absolutely fascinating that God placed man on this earth and gave him this leaf for his benefit, for his improvement. I've talked about the healing power of nicotine. And, you know, I every time I smoke, I think of God. I don't know why somebody wouldn't. No man could invent this. I don't care what you say. You can do all you want. You can only copy it. You could copy it, yes, but you can't invent it. Invention is the first step, and God invented it all. And man just copies it and says, look what I did. Well, no. Here's the real deal, folks. That little, actually it was a third of a pipe, wasn't even half. Smoking for much longer than I thought. Yeah. Now, I must add this. The thought came. I smoked some of this in the pipe before I smoked this. So, perhaps a bit of the molasses from the Black Cavendish, which makes me think that might be a good little mix. I know, you're not supposed to mix pipes, blah, blah, blah. My first pipe was corn cob and I smoked corn silk, so I have a whole different perspective on pipe smoking that some of y'all higher-minded folk might not appreciate. I grew up exploring our northern bayou in South Jersey. We call it the Meadows, at the top of the Delaware Bay, where the brackish water would come back way back inland, and 10,000 years of flora and fauna with the muskrat poop and the dying fish and the plant matter just building up this amazing silt that's so rich if you take it out and farm with it. And that's what I grew up in the middle of. And you could go anywhere, go to the end of the road, and there's the bayou. There's the meadows. We call it the Meadows in Salem County. Because at one time the grasses that grew there were harvested for horse feed. That was our original hay. That's just, oh wow, man. I love it. Don't you love it? Don't you love being alive? This makes me enjoy it more. Well, it's pretty windy out here. A mild reprieve. Okay. Got a little plug right to my mouth. I think this is just about the end. Oh, lo and behold, whenever I think it's the end, the weed gives me a little blessing. No, Bill, it's not the end yet. Patience. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on this. I'm going to hold off on reviewing that. That deserves a review in itself, but so does this. Only a third of a pipe, people. And just, my goodness, you know what I'm thinking of? So the whole gang will get together, all the friends and family, all the men. The men were in this room, women in this room. And us kids were flitting around to wherever we could gravitate to. And I got a lot of lure, manly lure, from some very tough asses. World War II and Korean War vets. That was the era I grew up as a child in. And this just reminds me of them. The cigars, the cigarettes, the occasional pipe. Always beer, Schmitz, and Budweiser, right? That's what we had in Salem County. Pop Kaiser loved Schmitz, and he had a, what do you call it? His $5 box of cigars. This is all bringing it back. I'll tell you, I just love tobacco. I love the associations. I love the memories. And now that my son is smoking a pipe, oldest son, and I'm going to try to get the youngest son, he's a cigarette smoker, to just quit doing this and to slow down and do this. Got him some good cigars. Him and Michael, our youngest son, and Christian, and myself. I got some short stubbies, decent cigars. We're going to be smoking them in a bit. So that's the end of that. Whole leaf. Flue cured organic red leaf tobacco. God bless you all, my friends. I had a great workout this morning. I started out the day just feeling like a toilet. And my brain just was, woke up, got to the gym, boom. The all the natural opioids were released. Now with this nicotine hitting the nicotine receptors, and just so many. Now and again, don't you have a pipe that just takes you back to your old life? So that's this. So I would say go to Whole Leaf Tobacco, get yourself a pound or 2 or 3 or 4 of that red Virginia Flue cured, and I think it's organic. I said it's organic, maybe it's not, but get it. If they don't have organic, get the other stuff. This is great. This is really great. Oh, guys, signing off as the rain comes in.